Hi guys, I'm excited to present to you another awesome story on my channel. I will be talking about how Isagi devoured Baro. This match is going to be between Isagi, Nagi and Baro versus Shigiri, Ryo and Kunigami. The battle is a great watch for anyone looking for inspiring stories of determination and teamwork. It's an enjoyable story that will have you cheering for Isagi and his team from start to finish. Please accept my sincere welcome if you are a new subscriber to this channel, and I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to all of my previous viewers. Let's get right to it and find out what happened in the match. The battle that will determine Isagi's fate is about to begin. Would Isagi's squad lose this game against their old comrade or proceed and try to reclaim their lost teammate? Considering that, let's begin today's game. Isagi passes the ball to Baro to begin the game, but Kunigami rushes to meet him. Due to their powerful and large body types, they battle against each other. As Kunigami is aware that he cannot defeat Baro while still competing, he chooses to prevent Baro from accessing his shooting range. When Isagi asks Baro to pass him the ball, Baro advises him to simply shut up and not interfere. But this gives Ryo the opportunity to go in between them and steal the ball from Baro. With that, Ryo and Kunigami launch a counterattack, leaving only Isagi in the defense. Isagi is contemplating his next move as he stands there. In the waning seconds, Isagi decides to go and guard Kunigami in the hopes that Ryo will pass to him. Instead, Ryo passes the ball, but not to Kunigami, but rather to the speed star who is running behind Kunigami. And that speed star is Shigiri. However, Nagi had already foreseen their action and chose the ideal moment to steal the ball from Shigiri. But Shigiri was able to race away from him in no time, and with just the bluelock goalie in his way, Shigiri scores easily. But that goal also roused Isagi and Nagi, who are now revved up and prepared for their rivals. Isagi is able to go behind Ryo and is now in a perfect goal position. But sadly for him, Baro decides to not pass him and go with the ball himself. And with this hasty decision, he also ends up losing the ball. The game resumes and Isagi passes the ball to Nagi. Isagi has combined his newfound ability to create a better field vision and understanding for the game. Isagi and Nagi are both occupied with Ryo and Shigiri, so Kunigami has the control of the ball, but no one is there to stop him from shooting a deadly ball into the goal, giving Team Red a 2-goal lead. After the goal, Baro and Nagi goes into a heated argument, which gets quickly broke up by Isagi, who clearly understands that he has to be the one to control and lead them. Nagi passes the ball to Isagi, but when he turns to look at Baro for a goal vision, he notices that the pass route to Baro has completely disappeared. However, on the other hand, Nagi has endless goal possibilities, and by moving in a way that allows Isagi to catch his movement, it is easier for the two of them. Nagi receives the ball from Isagi and is soon joined by Shigiri. At this point, Nagi informs Shigiri that no matter how fast the humans are, they cannot abruptly go backwards, and then effortlessly pulls off a bizarre trap with his right foot to get behind Shigiri. With no one else to defend the goal, he shoots into the net, making an awesome goal and also igniting a chemical reaction between him and Isagi. With Nagi's goal, the score is now 2-1. Isagi knows that what's left to win this match is using Baro and setting up and creating chemical reactions with him. So if that were to happen, then they would surely find the key to victory. However, when Isagi goes to talk with Baro about how to win this match, Baro refuses. Yet Isagi doesn't give up and keeps trying to explain the fact to Baro. But Baro simply walks away and says, "Don't think you can control me." Nagi then approaches Isagi and advises him to forget about Baro and that the two of them can win this match by themselves. The game then resumes and Ryo has the ball. Isagi goes to mark him down while they are talking about Baro. Ryo takes advantage of that opening to sidestep Isagi and approach him. Isagi claims that Ryo is a top tier player across the board because he is a guy who specializes in any area, making him a dangerous all-around player with no flaws. After Shigiri receives the ball from Ryo, Nagi follows him, but instead of trying to get through him, Shigiri passes the ball towards the middle where Kunigami breaks through defense and jumps to head the ball into the goal. The score is now 3-1. When Isagi is lying on the ground, he muses on what he needs to do to win when it dawns on him that the only way to triumph is by devouring Baro and foregoing any attempt to play catch up with him. Isagi sees that everyone on Team Red is being extra cautious and keeping an eye out for Nagi's actions right now, and that everyone agrees that Baro is a pointless piece of equipment. Isagi begins to run toward Baro and it appears that he wants to pass to him, but because of Isagi's action, the players on Team Red began to guard Baro more closely than Nagi, and that's when Isagi seizes the opportunity to pass the ball to Nagi instead of Baro. Nagi receives the ball but is blocked by Shigiri, while Kunigami and Baro run to assist. But when they do so, Isagi runs behind both Kunigami and Baro, and like that, the score goes up to 3-2. Both Nagi and Isagi tell Baro to just play as he usually does and not drag them down, and with that, they get the iconic bluelock panel for the first time. Isagi was able to make the king seems helpless, but how Isagi used Baro and how his words irritated him, he swears that he will prove him wrong. The game restarts and Ryo realizes that Isagi's aura is different from how it was before, and wonders what it is. Isagi sees Ryo's pass to Shigiri, who right off the bat passes it to Kunigami, but Baro isn't gonna let him have it so easy, so he also goes for it, making it a battle of physique which Baro wins with the ball back. Nagi tells him to pass, but it's Baro, so he doesn't, and ends up getting double pressed by Kunigami and Ryo. But the one to get the loose ball is none other than Isagi. Shigiri runs to stop Isagi, but before he can do that, it was too late, because Isagi has already passed the ball to Nagi, who easily scores, making it even. The game starts and Team Red knows that if they just use their abilities, they will be red and stopped. So, this time when Ryo passes Shigiri the ball, he isn't going to trap the ball, which makes him slow down. No, because this time he will trap it with the edge of his foot so he can move forward without stopping, which makes it so easy that Shigiri doesn't need to slow down. To help Nagi, Baro comes to try and take the ball from Shigiri, but Shigiri easily gets over him and scores, giving Team Red a 1-goal lead, with Baro on the floor wondering why he was being unable to steal 1 goal in this entire match. And in that moment, we get a flashback from his childhood. As a child, Baro has always been the main actor on the field and has always bossed his teammates around. At some point, he gave up trying to understand others and started to just focus on himself and his career. The reason that Baro enjoyed football was not just the feeling of being the king of the field, but to make it so easy that the players he played with just dragged down from the feeling of being the main actor. He simply played football for that pleasure. When Isagi and Nagi are thinking about how to continue this game, Baro gets up from the ground to shoot the ball from the kickoff with the ball almost going into the net. With that, the second ball is in play. Kunigami gets it, but it's marked down by Nagi, which forces him to pass to Ryo, but Isagi has already read where his pass would go, so he was already prepared. When Isagi is about to reach the ball, Ryo kicks it away. The ball goes to the king himself, Baro, but with him also comes Shigiri. When both Baro and Shigiri are fighting for the ball, Isagi comes before them both, signaling to Baro to pass to him, which for the first time he does. With Baro's pass, Isagi gets the ball and score. With that goal, the score is now even, but Baro is now crushed with the thought of him not being the main actor and the king of the field. Team Red has recognized the danger of Isagi, and to win, they decided to get to the goal without losing the ball. And the best way of doing that is to use Shigiri's speed to open up for them. But Nagi and Isagi also discussed how they are gonna win. When Nagi asks Isagi if they are to share the thought with Baro, Isagi responds that it's no point in telling a fallen king like him and that the ending of the last play will be decided by him and Nagi. And with that, the game resumes. Ryo has the ball and wants to find a path to Shigiri, but Isagi is carefully covering Ryo's passing paths. But due to Isagi marking down Shigiri, it also means that Kunigami is only being guarded by Baro, so Ryo passes the ball to Kunigami. But Kunigami isn't confident enough, so he passes the ball back to Ryo, telling him that the risk is too high. And with no one to pass to, Ryo decided to take on Isagi by himself. When he is going against Isagi, he finds a small pass path to Shigiri, so he passes to him again and telling him to run. But the one to move first is Nagi, who instead goes to meet with Ryo's pass. Isagi tells Ryo that all of this were planned by them, and they fell right into their hands. Nagi just barely reaches the ball, and the stray ball goes right to Baro's feet. All of the players are on their way sprinting back. When Baro looks at Isagi and Nagi, he sees the vision of the goal for the first time. He knows that if he passes now, they will win, so he decided to entrust the goal to an absolute striker, and is just about to pass them when he suddenly stops. Barrow's intuition tells him that if he passes the ball right now, everything will be over. He sees a vision of Isagi playing for the national team, while Barrow is home alone watching Isagi plays, and he knows that he don't want to live like that, so he does a chop feint and an angled dribble to get behind Kunigami. Reo thinks that Barrow will pass to Isagi, so he goes to stop him, but Barrow isn't out to pass. Now is playing for himself. When Barrow is behind Isagi, he uses him as a barrier to help him get behind Shigiri, which works out as planned. And with that, it's only the goalkeeper standing in between the goal and Barrow. Barrow ends up shooting the ball and scores an incredible goal, giving Team White the win. And like that, the king is back. And that's how Isagi crushed the king. But crushing the king also led to both of them evolving into better and more promising players. So you could say that Barrow's defeat was necessary for both of them to evolve. Let's get to the best moment in this episode. Now seeing Barrow and Isagi change in this match is one of the most interesting moments in the bluelock and also one of my favorites. So I'm really happy I got to share it with you guys. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Also make sure the notification bell is turned on so you may be notified anytime I upload a new video. Let me know what you think of the story by leaving a comment. See you in the next video.